A question that I repeatedly face from my students is regarding the order in which to attempt the questions in the question paper. My students ask me, "Sir, shall I attempt the essay question first? Sir, what about opening with the annotation questions? Sir, the objective part of the question paper. Shall I start by tackling that?" When I was a student, I used to always attempt the annotation questions first because I believed that that was the best way to win over my examiner. And I was right. Usually, the four annotation passages used to come from four different regions of the syllabus. By attempting the four annotation questions first and by doing a great job with them, I thought, and I was right, I thought that I could win over my examiner. I could impress my examiner, and I was right. But now I feel that this advice should not be given. The advice to open the answer paper by attempting the annotation questions should not be given to all students. It cannot be a blanket instruction. If you are a good student, I think you should attempt the annotation questions first. By attempting the annotation questions and doing a very good job with them, you will be able to impress your evaluator. But if you are a not so good student, I would advise you to start writing your answer paper by attempting maybe an essay question. It can happen that out of, say, the four passages you have to annotate, you make a mess of one of them or even two of them, which is more than sufficient to destroy the impression of the examiner about your answer paper and about you. So, if you are a not so good student, I would advise you to start your answer paper with an essay, provided you are sure of doing a very good job with it. It can also happen that your question paper has an objective section, maybe with 10 questions in it. If you are confident of attempting the objective part of the question paper, and if you are sure of the answers to all the questions in the objective section of the question paper, I would advise you to attempt the objective section of the question paper first. I don't think that it would be a good idea to attempt the short notes, to write the short notes first. For one thing, they are bound to be drawn from the various areas in the syllabus, and unless you are a very good student, you will not be able to write all of them well. For another, the short note is something which can be written at the last minute. So I would advise you not to begin by writing the short notes. The general principle is that you must always attempt to put your best foot forward. Remember that the first impression has to be the best impression. There is the terrible truth that examiners are unable to read each and every word you write. They frequently go by impressions. The impression that you are able to generate in the mind of your examiner by the opening page or the opening pages of your examination, to a very significant extent, decide the evaluation, the assessment that the examiner arrives at regarding your answer paper. So the general rule is that you should attempt those questions which you are most confident of answering first. If you are a very good student, if you are a good student and you are sure of writing, of annotating, say all the 4 passages marvelously, please go ahead and attempt the annotation questions first. If you are a not so good student, please attempt the essay question first, provided you are confident of writing a good essay. If you know the answers to all the questions in the objective section, objective part of your question paper, please do attempt the objective section of your question paper first. I repeat, ensure that the first impression that you make in the mind of your examiner is the best impression.